So we're starting the Songwriter Fishbowl. This is Bunny Blake. Hi. Do you want me to should I speak into this microphone? Great. Okay. This is Miss Bunny Blake.
Hi.
How would you
Kaitlyn Williams.
How would you describe yourself as an artist, producer, musician?
Oh God. Well, I kind of like specialize in dark pop, I guess you could say.
Totally.
Like, I'm really interested in like sound design, and I like to write like from the perspective of a producer as well. Like, I tend to produce and write at the same time. So I feel like that's a major like cornerstone of what I do and what I try to do with artists that I work with as well.
Totally. Yeah. I would say I am also kind of in a pop realm, but more, I don't know, I went to jazz school, so there's some jazz stuff in there. I also like studied classical voice, and there's just a lot of pieces of my artistry that are not just pop, but I would say I'm still kind of like wanting to be more like a Bunny Blake and be more on the production side of things, but I would consider myself to be predominantly a songwriter, a band leader, etc.
She's such a good band leader.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah. So, anyways, we came up with some things that we wanted to talk about when it comes to writing a song, and this is going to be a little bit, I'd say, a little bit different than what I'm used to, because what I usually do when I write a song is I write by myself. We were talking about like playing piano or whatever, right? I usually sit with an instrument and I just go to town and I'm mumbling and I'm making up all sorts of stuff, and then I will have finished a song and then I bring it to a producer. This is not going to be that. This is going to be like we're going to just start making it all at one time. So you can write songs and be working with producers however you want that to look, but this is going to look like a proper session, I would say, like an industry session. Wouldn't you say?
This would be like, like if you were doing sessions in LA, like if you were with a publisher or something. This is like the type of session that they would probably set you up with.
Yeah. Or like Nashville, when you're like meeting with other songwriters and you're just gonna go. Yeah. So our first little bullet point here is the beginning of a session. Obviously, we wouldn't talk exactly like what we just talked in the beginning of a session, but we would talk about like how our day was, and I would talk about like what we're going through in life and things like that, because that kind of can help build where a song goes. And you got any thoughts on that?
Actually, I meant to ask how many people in the room are like also producers. Okay, so like a fair amount of y'all. Obviously, we're going to be working through Logic. How many of you use Logic? Okay, yay! Yeah, because I also wanted to see like how many of y'all are like writing for yourselves, and how many of y'all mostly are writing for like other artists. Like mostly for yourself, everybody? For others? Okay, cool. Because I was going to say that's kind of informs like what we're doing. Because, yeah.
Yes. I usually write for myself. I definitely have experience writing for others, but I would say you have more experience writing for others than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's a pretty even mix. But, like, let's say that one of y'all, we're going to, like, come into a session with us, and we were going to, like, write a song for your artist project. Maybe that's where we can take this
Yeah,
from.
I think we should take it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that one of the most productive things that you can come into a session with is like a list of titles. I like have a notes app in my phone that's specifically titles of songs, like not just concepts, because I think it's more specific that way.
Yeah.
And if you're talking like you want to also give yourself opportunities for sync licensing, like that really helps too, because the title of a song is like they're going to be searching specifically for certain topics. So that's really helpful too, to have in your titles in mind.
Well, will you pull up your titles notes?
I'm scared to pull up my titles.
Could you do it on your phone?
They're stupid. They're
could you do it on your phone where they don't?
Yeah, they're like, I have a specific list for sync. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's say I go to this wonderful magical studio session.
Yeah.
And you have a list of titles, right? Which I think is great. But I have a list of titles too, but they're all connected to my project.
Yeah.
No, we would go that way. It wouldn't be about.
Bring up my project right now, and we could all write to it. I'm okay with that.
Totally.
Hell yeah. We thought about doing that, and we're like, I hope somebody's comfortable with getting that personal.
Yeah.
Was our only thing.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We can start with a title.
I'm going to give you one of my favorite Mr. Rogers, right? Yeah. And he comes in and he changes. He's like, hey, good feeling. And then he sits down and he's talking to you. He's like, hey, check this out. The trolley comes like da na 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 na. Right. So that's what this piece is.
So do you have more than just the title? Like other? Okay. Oh, so wait, do you have a whole track already? Yeah. Oh, well, that would be cool, but we want to build from nothingness. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like if I have that idea, right?
Totally.
Like, yeah, okay, so that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Because Mr.
Yes.
makes me feel cool.
Exactly.
And we're gonna, I don't know, just jump into something creative and it goes.
Totally. Yes.
It brings up like loops or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, like I have all sorts of random things on my notes. One of them was, where was that? We just believe in good God. And I was like, like, I don't know, there's a lot of, I think I wrote that down having a conversation about, like religion. And when people talk about God, it's really just like they want to believe in the good God, not God that causes, well, does God cause things? I don't know, but not the
bad
God.
things that happen on earth.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to believe that God's
Nobody
good.
blames God for those things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of the things I had written down. I also had, you've proven me right. I don't know where that came from, but just like, yeah, exactly. Just random little things that I've written down. I'm like, I wonder if I could make something out of that later. I don't know, late night, whatever.
Yeah, something that I've learned really recently about songwriting, I've been doing more songs for sync. And one of the
explained sync before.
Like sync licensing, so like for commercials and TV shows and things. And something that I've learned is that it's like not that different from writing for an artist, like just a regular artist song. Like people think of sync licensing as like kind of elevator music, and like you're writing it very specifically. But I think that everyone should kind of be writing with sync in mind now. Because like they're looking for artists, like unique artists. They want to feel like they're supporting a real artist. But there's a few like titles that you can take from that too, because they're saying like they're mostly looking for songs about home, like going home, platonic love, friendship, and like self-love, empowerment. So if you can think of titles that are like in that zone, then that's really helpful too, and keep it in the title. Like don't make your title something random. Make it like something to do with those things, because it'll make you like more attractive to sync. And if you're writing for your artist project, then like that's fine, but I think it's cool to keep that in the back of your head.
Totally.
Because like if you can recoup, like if you're working with a producer, if you can recoup on the money you're spending, like we're all spending so much money on songwriting. We might as well like set ourselves up to eventually maybe recoup some of those costs. Like I know we want to also be like creative and be like in a fairyland of creativity, but you know.
It's interesting because I'm sort of on this wavelength with Bunny, but I'm still kind of in fairyland where I just want to create just to create. So if that's you, that's totally okay. It doesn't have to be like your main goal is making money, but I do hear her because the amount of money that I put into doing all this stuff is a lot of money. I wish I could make that back to keep doing it, right? So,
but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like leave yourself some room
for both.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going because titles and concepts is very important. Voice memos is also really important. Anybody woken up in the middle of the night and been like, meow, 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 yeah. And then you listen like maybe like 2 months later and you're like, what is that? But also maybe it's kind of lit. I had this one actually, I'll play this. Hopefully I can like play it on here, like through this microphone. It's so hilarious. I heard this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Where is it? I think it's titled like, sorry, just cough into the microphone. Where was it? I'll try. Oh, sick melody idea. You ready for this?
I followed you down until you came around. Nobody was sure anymore. I followed you down till you came around. Nobody was sure anymore.
Yeah, that was it. So
That's definitely middle of the night, Kaitlyn.
totally. I had my
Yeah.
retainers in probably for that, but truly. So that is super important, voice memos. And then this is probably the most important if you're working with a producer, reference track. How do you want your music to sound? I feel like this behooves both you and your producer. If you come in knowing what sounds you like. Like if you don't know what sounds you like yet, that's okay. You can build with a producer, but it's gonna save you a whole hell of a lot of time if you're like, I really like this bass synth, or I really like this like groove. Can we make something like this groove? Because then it doesn't have to be a song is almost all the way produced, and you're like, I kind of don't like this. Does that make sense?
I don't feel like that's me.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's me. Yeah. So let's keep going, and I feel like we should just start making some music.
Do we want to pick a reference track?
Does anybody have
Will that
anything they've
help?
been listening to lately that they love, that they're like, I wish I could make something like that? Yes. Let's do it. I love that.
I've been on my Brat. Brat is pulled up already. Hey.
think Remy will. Let's do it.
There she is. All right, it's which one?
Sauce, you said? Is that an actual?
Sauce. I see soup.
Well, go to that. Go to that record. Go to that album. That whole album. She just
This
released-
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is that
Soup.
soup?
Are we sure it wasn't soup?
Soup is a good one. We can listen to that.
Okay. She would have a song called Soup.
Yes, she would.
She's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm immediately like 80s.
80s. That's exactly what I thought. Immediately 80s.
4 on the floor.
Mouth
And
noises.
I'm also always listening for the BPM because BPM is so important. Like I find myself dragging so much in my songwriting if I'm not like picking a BPM. But okay, cool. So let's pick a BPM then. And it's like already really close. 120, baby. Yeah, that's what Logic pulls up with anyway. Okay. Sure. I'm always down to make it faster.
Sweet.
Yeah, for the sake of time, I may not like make the exact drum sounds, but like normally I would pick out the specific drum sounds that I'm hearing, like, and I would go through Splice and I would like make sure that it was an 80s snare and all that good stuff.
Yeah, why don't we make a little beat and we can start talking about
Sorry.
what we're gonna build here in terms of a concept. Yeah. Anybody have something that they're thinking about right now that would be fun to write? It doesn't have to be fun. It could be like serious, sad, but we have an upbeat. That's like it could be anything. Love that. Yes. Yes. Literally. You were with The World's on Fire? Or just. Yeah. Okay, what you just did was super important with going then to this down here, record everything. Like, I'm just going to start pressing. If everyone's okay, I'm going to press this record on my voice memos. Just because if you come up with something that's sick, you don't want to, like, forget about it at some point. So I'm just pressing record for whatever comes out. Because I love that. The world's on fire. That could be, like, our end of hook little
I love that too.
thing. Totally. Totally.
Yeah. Also, how much do you guys want me to talk about production? A lot? Okay, okay.
Heck yeah.
So, and I'm sorry if I go too in the weeds for those of you who already are producers, but what I'm using is a sound design program called Serum. And I like Serum a lot because for many reasons, but I don't want to go too far into them. But what I'm hearing from this reference track is like, it's very 80s, and I'm hearing like a lot of really lush like pads.
Yeah.
So like, I guess let me show you an example of what a pad is.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, like, it was annoying because I would hear something in my head, but I didn't know the name for what that sound was, you know? And then I'd try to, like, YouTube it and be like, how do I make a, you know? And you're like, what's the name of that? So a pad, I'm going to show you what a pad is. I need to look through all my, so, like, a pad would be, you know, something really lush like that.
It's not
And then-
super rhythmic.
Yeah.
It's kind of just playing the chords.
Okay, I kind of want you to play some chords because that's your bread and butter.
I should bring my microphone.
You can use mine if you want. Sorry, I changed the thing on you. That's okay. I just want to like loop this for you. Alrighty.
Okay, Vincent, this is where you said classical piano, right? Violin. Okay. This is where you just mess around. You just do whatever sounds good to you. Don't make it super technical. There's no reason for any technicalities yet. Okay? Cool. Nope.
Ooh. Spooky, spooky.
Thank you for that. Actually, that's a really good reminder of like what are we playing? Okay.
I think you could change in 3 4 2 2 3 4 yeah.
Also giving very 80s still.
Yes.
Okay, how do we feel about that? Is that good?
I like that. What do
Okay,
you guys
cool.
think? Yeah?
Okay, cool.
All right, let's do it.
Did I start wrong? What was I playing? D.
Oh,
Sorry. I started it all off, so it's not.
I noticed.
Yeah, you noticed. I didn't
That's
start on the
okay.
front of the top of the
I
front.
think you started it right here.
Yes.
I gotta quantize it first, though. But yeah, I feel like it's cool if you're starting with just chords to start with a pad. It's kind of like the body of what the chords are. Like, it's the equivalent of like power chords on a guitar in my mind would be like a pad. And then I will stretch these babies out. Actually,
If anybody wants to know what chords are happening, I played an A minor inversion. So the first chord's A minor, second chord's D, third chord's B minor, the last chord's C.
I'm so used to using a mouse that I'm like, using this trackpad.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
Pop songs, it's literally just 4 chords, and then you might change the 4 chords in the pre, and then go back to those same 4 chords in the hook, you know?
Yes.
But I like to start with a pad. Sorry. I like to start with a pad too, because then later you can take those same chords, like the MIDI, you can copy and paste that MIDI to a new track,
You
and
should
then
do that right now. Let's
I
see that.
will, but
Oh,
I
okay,
only
okay.
have one hand. Then you can copy it to an put an arpeggiator. And that kind of adds an 80s vibe as well.
Why don't we put this on the mic stand so you,
Yeah, and the 80s are all about fun. But yeah, and then of course, like speaking of names for different types of like virtual instruments, obviously a pluck is exactly what it sounds like. So why don't we find a little plucky vibe? Thank you. Hi. I think we'll figure it out. Yeah, great, thanks.
Honestly, that's kind of cool. That's great.
Right? And I wouldn't have this playing like the whole time, but let's say like, this is another thing we were going to talk about, like starting with the end in mind when you're writing and producing. Like maybe one of the more foolproof ways of creating a song with a lot of dynamic is like start by throwing in the kitchen sink, like make a full thing, the most full you want it to sound. Like right away, we'll make this loop as full as the song's gonna be. And then you can like lengthen it and then take out portions for like where the verse goes or where the pre goes. Like I think it's cool to start with everything and then scale back from there. It's kind of like Coco Chanel says before you leave the house, take off one piece of jewelry. Has anyone heard this?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like it's like that with production, but like for the verse. So yeah, MIDI effects in Logic. It's really easy to turn on an arpeggiator. MIDI effects, arpeggiator. And then you can do like different, different variations. You can have octave, right?
Totally. It's like, oh shit.
And then we can make it positive still too and be like, we're going to set the world on fire. Is the world already on fire actively, or are we setting it on fire? And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Are we just destroying the environment, or are we like having a party?
Totally.
Yes.
Sorry, she has a question. Pause for a sec.
Uh,
Will you pause for a sec? She has a
yes,
question.
sorry.
Yes? Kate? That's cool.
That's tight.
Also, by the way, this is a bunny thing that I've adopted or whatever. There's a little notes thing in Logic that she'll pull
Oh yeah, this right
out.
here.
Yeah, will you click on that?
And
And
we
Kate,
can-
what you just said was what? Yes.
You're gonna see how bad I am at typing with these claws. To stop the world from being. To stop the. Oh my god.
Set the cop. Yeah. What? Set ourselves on fire to stop the world from being on fire. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, and I like to keep that there. But yeah, I kind of feel like this art might be a bit fast for. Am I wrong? Should it be 8th notes or
That's
should it be 16th?
16th. Yeah.
16?
16, you're in agreement? Yeah.
Type. Hell yeah. Okay, so then the bass. The bass. Okay, here's something that might be helpful for like beginners. Is like, obviously we all know about the 808 and what the 808 sounds like. Right? But then there's also something else called a respace. And a respace sounds like.
Very World on Fire sounds.
And then, so that would be called a respace. It's kind of like, it's almost like if a bass was a pad. Doesn't make sense. It's like very lush and it takes up a lot of space. Then there's like a jumpy bass, which is, give me a second.
Plucky Town.
And then usually like with a jumpy bass, you could also put an arpeggiator on the jumpy bass, which is cool. And then that's a real 80s sound. Like, and also let me know if I'm getting too in the weeds on this, but I could talk about production forever. So like 80s bass, you hear this a lot. It's like, I think a quarter note,
Totally.
you know? I don't know where this third note is coming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like that
Yes. Let's try
dancey
that.
thing.
Let's try something like that.
Let's see what it sounds like.
That's not the right chord.
Oh, sorry, I turned off your instrument. Ha. How do we feel? We like the
Did
jumpy
we like
bass?
the octave thing, or did we like, here's octave thing? Sorry. Oh no, I don't know the chords. I forgot. This is the octave thing. Or just the single note.
I like the octave personally.
Cool.
Octave?
Cool.
Let's do it.
I'm going to try not to screw this up.
That music.
Oh, look, that's kinda cool.
Oh, wow. Okay, ready?
Yes. Oh no, it's hard to hold it out.
It's okay. I can fix that.
I played it bad. I wasn't on the right beat. No, wrong again. Okay, try again. It's hard with like a little baby thing where you
Yeah,
don't
it
have
is.
all the things you need. No.
I
Wait.
actually don't hate it being offbeat, but like
Okay. I
but
forget the
I'll
chords.
fix it anyway, dude.
Nope. Okay, work, but not the right,
Hold
not
on.
the right notes.
Let me help you here.
This is why it was important for me to tell you what the chords were, but I already forgot. A, D, B, C. Got it.
Okay,
Don't worry.
B, C.
Yes.
I don't know what any of that means, but
Yes, you do.
I don't know anything about theory.
Nailed it.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't really. truly
Nailed
nail
it,
but-
baby. This is what our sessions are like. Like, literally exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, it's really important with an arpeggiator to quantize that bitch because once it's off, you know what I mean?
Maybe we try that. Can we put this C right there down the octave?
This one here?
Yeah, that one. I feel like it's too. It's messing. It's like intruding on the. Yeah. Thanks.
So
Let's see what that sounds like.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so another fun thing that I do a lot with Serum is like, actually, is this gonna be too in the weeds if I do a wow, wow, wow?
No, you should tell them. I mean, like you kind of explain. Unless
Does anyone in
do you
here
want
use
it?
Serum already? No? Okay. So
Ryan does.
yay! So you know all about this already. Okay. So the cool thing about Serum is that like you can do a lot of like routing in Serum that you can't necessarily do with every like sound design program by using these things called LFO filters. And you can drag them to any one of these knobs. And basically what that does is it automates whatever knob you're on to like move either on a quarter note or an eighth note or whatever you want. So one of the things that makes there be a little bit more movement to a song is to add this to the cutoff of like a low pass filter right here. This filter right here is basically the whole spectrum of your EQ. And you're basically gonna cause that EQ to like open and close and open and close and open and close really fast. And it'll come out with like a wow, 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 wow.
Sick.
And then the more like funky you want it to sound, turn up that this resonant filter. It will be wow, wow, wow. You know? And that's something that brings a lot of energy to a track.
Also, can I just say something that I just watched her do, that I've watched her do in the studio? She will automate some of those things. Like, you know how she just soloed just that pad right there that you heard? She will automate what she was doing with that LFO filter, but opening it up and closing it again, and then record that. So then you'll have literally a track where it's doing wow, 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 wow. And she'll do that just for like one of the layers. So if you took everything away already, that would be an interesting enough little little thing that you could use with some sort of vocal over it, and it would be effective as part of the song.
Right. So this is what we have so far. I feel like that's already like pretty high energy for our purposes. We're not gonna like go so ham, but you know, from here, let's say that like this is pretty much like a hook, right? The world's on fire.
Yes.
On fire.
The world's on fire. Don't stop. Don't stop. The world's. Yeah.
So if that's the hook, then like I'll start. Yes. Yeah.
Feed the fire.
From there, I'll take little elements of that and like create a dynamic. So maybe that's the verse, you know, and maybe that verse builds like halfway through. I'll bring these pads in. Yeah.
Yes, totally.
And then maybe for the pre, we'll have like a breakdown. Oh.
That's a long verse.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And
I
let's say
think
this
you
is,
should know.
I don't like this for a breakdown
Baby,
though.
you wanna know.
I would probably use like. And then we'd have a respace here. Sorry. Okay, actually, let me talk a little bit about. Do you mind if I talk about like creating dynamic?
And then after that, we should make some sort of words.
Yeah, we should. Sorry, I feel like so much of this for me like informs how I do the top line. So that's why I obsess over it a little bit, because I think that if you're just writing to a loop that's the same the whole time, it's like harder to get that feel for like this is where the hook comes in and like this is what that hook should sound like.
Do we know what a top line is?
Lyrics and melody.
Lyrics and melody. There will be people who call you and say, "Hey, I want a top line to this beat," and you're just writing the lyrics and the melody, and you're getting paid for that. Yeah, exactly.
All right, KK.
And also another word that is different that what I use, because I lead the bands and things. Hook is chorus. In case I'm sure you knew that, but hook equals chorus. I think in the pop world, it's definitely more hook. Sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry. So what I'm gonna do is create like, basically, oh my god, like in the pre, it'll be a lot less energy than what we just came from.
So we can build to the chorus. Yes.
And basically, what I'll do is like I'll have that same pad that I just made it go wow 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 wow. For the breakdown, I'm gonna have it not be doing that, and see what that sounds like. So now. And we're building tension here, bringing in the re-space. Then I would add like a, you know what I mean? See how much easier it is to write a top line like that to me, you know? But let me find like a riser. Something else that really helps is like, has anybody in here used Splice? Okay, so Splice is like you basically get like a membership to Splice, and you get a certain amount of credits per month, and then you get like access to all the samples that you want, basically royalty free. So that's what I'm using here. I'm looking for something called a riser, which is basically like it's like a reverse crash, basically. Hopefully this isn't really loud.
Yeah.
But. So this is what I'm going to use to create tension before the hook.
That's a long one. You would use that?
Yeah, but you can chop it up. Yeah. Exactly. Filters are like everything. I really feel like using like envelopes and filters are the thing that makes a song really sound professional. But that is long, so I'm going to go like boop. And then sometimes you can also create a lot of tension by cutting everything out like 2 beats before the hook comes in as well. Like we could just literally chop this. I'm curious how it would sound if I did this. And then I'm going to shut up and let us talk about a top line. And let's see what that sounds like. And then we'll put something called an impact after this, which is actually, you can literally take this same exact noise, copy and paste it, and then in Logic, you can come up here, and you can literally just hit reverse, and now it's an impact. You know, obviously that's a really crude, but I think for our purposes right now, I don't want to get too in the weeds on that, but that is one way to like create a lot of tension before everything comes in, you know? Yeah. Let me fix this. And then let's start doing some melodies. I'm going to copy and paste this baby. And then we literally basically have a full song, unless you wanted a bridge, you know?
Yeah.
So in my brain, like this is the intro.
You were doing something kind of cool. But I got it on here somewhere. Say what you do if you can't say me what you. And if you could say me what you want to tell me what to do. And if you could make me want to, I know where you stop. I set the world on fire. Yeah. Somebody's gonna say tonight, you got me feeling alright. Make time, waiting for the world to set the world on fire. We're gonna set the world on fire.
Here's the tag right here,
We're
and we
gonna
can
set
put
the
a
world on
vocal
fire.
sample
Yes.
here.
We're gonna set the world on fire. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's pause. Okay, great. That is obviously in this little that, but let's do the mumble track thing like what you have over here.
Here's the only problem is hopefully
Oh.
that doesn't catch like
Oh, feedback.
we're just gonna try it.
Oh, catch. I see what you're saying.
Do you know
catch,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
just a demo, so we don't need to really have a super isolated vocal. But yeah, this is where we would start recording. And she has on this thing, never stop recording somewhere. Because record everything. Because then also me as a producer, that like gives me more things to sample and turn into weird instruments and things. And if you want, I can show you how to do that too. Yeah. Labeling this scratch. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna pause and listen to what I was just saying.
Oh, and something that you did without even thinking about it was you started before the one.
I know. Oh yeah. Okay.
That's another
So
bunny trick.
bunny trick.
Not just my trick, but
Bunny trick is it's a very pop thing, which I love so much, and it also challenges me because I like to hear the beat drop and then sing something. And she's like, that's just not very like it doesn't hit the same way as if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, hit. Makes sense on one. As opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hey, I'm feeling good. I like a 2. I don't know why, or like the and of 1 or
I
something.
think that most writers, that's what you do at first. And I
Yeah.
did that for so many years. And I'm like, why? And every single songwriting thing that I would go to, they'd be like, this is a great song, but like, I don't know if that's the hook. Like, that
Yeah.
sounds like that's the pre. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Every single time. And it wasn't until I started coming in right on the one or a couple beats before the one that people were like, oh, that's a hook.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but when I was singing that little ditty, it was 1, 2. We're gonna set the world. 1 on what world?
World came in on the, yeah. So like the title of the song, if it comes on the one, is
Yes.
tight.
Yes.
But obviously there's no absolutes or anything. But like if you're struggling to find something that sounds like a hook, I feel like that's something that helps me every time.
Totes.
Yeah. Should we try to record this like demo of this?
Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try it.
What did I say again?
We're gonna set the world on fire.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm a little scared, but we're gonna figure this out.
Hey. We're gonna set the.
All right, you ready? Sorry, this is the pre. I'm not recording you. Hold on, I'm on the wrong channel, baby.
I'm just literally making up words. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, we call it a mumble track.
Oh, baby, make me dance all night. You got somebody
I will convert it to a sampler track.
Convert the vocal track into MIDI information and you like
Yeah.
create a different. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can go into the weeds on it if you'd like.
We're here. We're doing it.
Convert to sampler track in Logic. And then you can do it either by transient markers, so it'll like try to sense when the note changes in the audio file, or you can do it by the region, which I think is what I'm gonna do, because I want it to be like her whole saying "World on Fire."
I'm curious. So I'm a educator. I work with middle school and high school age students, and I also have like taught audio classes, and I'm an engineer. And I'm just always so curious everyone's opinion. Like, what do you think the best starter DAW is?
I mean, for me, I did not start on Logic, but I wish I had started on Logic.
I used to start on Pro Tools, and it was a really, really hard climb up.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that I'm starting to get more familiar with Logic, it just seems like the easy answer because of how much GarageBand has improved accessibility.
Right.
Like recording.
Even Logic isn't that expensive. Like Pro Tools is so expensive. I also feel like it depends on what you're trying to record.
Before, I've used that with some students.
Yeah,
I have not.
I have too.
You can run it off a school laptop.
Yep,
It's wild. You have kids like on their iPhone or on.
Hell yeah.
totally.
Yeah, and you can share collaboratively, which is like a cool new function with the cloud of that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Peter, what is the thing you use for teaching drums?
Sorry. While
That's
you're
okay. I don't know. I think my answer might be a little bit different too, because I use Ableton, but only because I feel like Ableton some people say it's not intuitive, but it feels intuitive to my brain. I don't know
Yeah,
why. It makes sense to me. So vocal stuff, Ableton is like, it's not that fun to like, comp vocals in Ableton. Logic is so much more fun with vocals, but yeah, for production, Ableton for me. But
it depends on whatever feels
Totally.
good to you, you know.
yes, that's really cool. Yeah, you can get Ableton Lite easily. Yes. All at the same time. Yeah,
A
if you could just-
million little Kaitlyns. Yeah, so then another cool thing to do to get yourself in the vibe is now that you have this sampler track.
Wait, Kate, did you understand
Oh, sorry.
how we got there?
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I could definitely go in the weeds, but I'm like, I don't know how many people.
This could be like a whole, semester long.
It's like a whole other class, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, if you convert to sampler track, and then basically you'll go to mapping right here, and then it will like automatically like assign the audio to a certain key on the keyboard, but you can make that wider by going like this, and then that way you have, which is obviously going to sound crazy, and you can have it in polyphonic or monophonic. Polyphonic is it's going to sound very weird to do.
chords of that.
If you were not using the whole phrase, then that would be easier. But I'm going to set to mono. And you can, you can decide like the tuning of it. I like to add like effects on the actual channel strip because I just think it adds to the vibe. I'll usually put little altar boy on there, which is like, this is what you hear a lot of in pop music, where you just pitch it down. Yay.
Distortion.
And you can have so much fun with that. So like usually I'll do that for like a tag of something.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it did this, but it just like took your entire.
We love to see it.
Yeah, this is cute.
That's what I sang. I love
This
that.
is
for
really
me.
cute to happen right now, too,
Yeah.
of all times, you know? Yeah. Wanna fire. Do you remember what you did?
No, but I could try again.
Oh.
Where you
Trial and error from your producer.
up and you have to do it again, and that's how you record things. But guess what? I wasn't recording what I sang before.
We have that.
love that for us.
You went da 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 da. Yeah,
I don't fucking.
in a different key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and then I went back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da 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 da. Something like that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Oh shit.
Totally. Yeah. Wait. Are you saying we have to like stop right this second? Okay.
Can we
Yeah.
just do a scratch?
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Shall we
pre
do
and
this?
that hook.
Yeah. All right. I'm going into the pre.
I'm still gonna mumble though, 'cause I don't know what I said.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Bunny has pointed out to me that sometimes my vowels sound very country-like, and I'm feeling like fire sounds like country.
World on fire.
That's another.
But it sounds like when you say,
Yeah.
it sounds good. Like,
Okay.
okay, that's country. I love it.
Okay. Great.
Give me 5.
It's just so funny when you work with someone as like pop-centric as Bunny. She always she hears those things, and I'm like, thank God you do, because I don't.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we don't have that much time.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I like that.
I'll just do some bullshit and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah, and then maybe you could add that whatever that.
You'll
little
layer
last
it.
thing- We're gonna set the world on fire.
Yeah, like bring it back around there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I would say we set the world on fire. You know,
Yeah.
you would do something like, yeah, that's cool. Can we do that really quick? I think you
Wait, did you
can.
erase your thing?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh, you scared me.
Sorry.
That's okay. Remove effects plugins.
Tell me where you just put that, because it was kind of different than where I would have put it.
I don't know. I trust you to put it somewhere cool. You ready?
Okay, see.
Yeah. But we would just go on like this, you know? That's what we would do.
Okay, yeah, we should wrap this.
Yeah, we should.
Any questions before we wrap it?
Yeah. Was this clear at all? Was this helpful? Please? I hope.
Yeah. Well, it is clear that the world, I mean, that was clear.
The world's on fire.
Yeah.
And we're gonna set it on fire.
Yeah.
We know who did it now.
And you know who's fire? Us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's fire? This song.
Yeah.
And that's why it's been so smoky the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's why the air quality sucks so bad.
We're setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
We're just like fire.
Any questions about Logic? Any questions about like production things? Is there anything you've always wanted to know the name of? A sound that you always wanted to know the name of?
Yes.
So,
Okay. On a synth or a vocal? Okay. Okay, so you could accomplish that in a number of ways. On a synth, I feel like usually you would call it like a pitch bend. And that's actually a really tricky thing that you're talking about, because like I could show you how to do it in Serum, but you have to like assign a specific envelope to trigger the pitch to go up an octave, if that makes sense. So then it's like those soul keys that you hear that are like whoa, whoa. So I would say write down like pitch bend. Like if you're Googling how to do it, say like Serum pitch bend synth. Yeah, try that. And then if you also, the sound you made me think that it was like a sound of speeding up, in which case, yeah. Yeah, so you could do that with like speed as well. If that's with audio though, that wouldn't really be with MIDI. You would take like an audio file, and then in Logic, you can basically like, do you see this on the screen here? This little guy? It's usually like a volume control, but you can go over here and do the fade in to be a speed up instead. And then it would be like, whoop. Yeah. And it's very easy in Logic. So that's cool too. It's like a tape speeding up or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Is there anything else? I love. I'm not a shortcut girly. I really haven't like mastered the shortcuts at all. I mean, other than just like copying and pasting things. Like that, yeah. I feel like I could be so much faster if I would actually be bothered to use shortcuts, but I've been in more of a like sound design hole, you know? Yeah. Anything else?
Yes. Yeah,
Like-
we'll definitely nail down the hook, at least for me. Nail down the hook from
Yeah.
the words of the hook.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, song.
I would definitely do lyrics of the hook first.
Yep.
Because then that'll inform everything else, you know?
Yep.
I'm a big fan of finishing the hook first,
Yeah.
if you can. And if it's
Yeah.
not coming to you like that, then it's not coming to you like that.
Yeah.
But like,
And
yeah.
also just the remainder of the song I think is really important, because one of the things that Bunny and I both agree on is that you should never rely on the production of a song to make it a good song.
Mm-hmm.
When you take all the production away, if that song doesn't hit, I don't think you've written a great song. So you should be able to play this song on that little piano or wherever you want to, and it still hit without the production. Because if you're relying solely on production, what happens when, I don't know, So Far calls you and they want you to do an unplugged show?
Yeah.
So,
As
know?
an artist, I agree, but I'm not sure if I agree with that in every single scenario.
right, sure, as an
Yeah.
artist, yeah.
I think it depends on what kind of artist you are as well, you know? Because you could be like an EDM artist and like,
Well,
yeah,
but then obviously they're not going to call you for a stripped back set,
yeah.
you know?
So if you're that type of artist that does, you know, plays an instrument or whatever. But yeah.
But not every gig is going to be able to facilitate all the things. Like, you know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like her UMS set that's happening on Sunday is very like tracks heavy, right?
Yes.
But she also plays an acoustic guitar like no one you've ever seen play, and she plays all those songs on the acoustic guitar. Yeah,
Not
so,
all songs, but I should.
Yeah, a lot of them. Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah.
See you around town.
Thank
Goodbye.
you for coming.
Yes.
I hope this was helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.